Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal, and this is the match preview for the FA Cup third round match against Man United. Now, this is when after that Newcastle game where we lost, and Tottenham coming up in midweek. This week you'd have wanted a lower league team, a Division Two team, give us a Rochdale or give us a Colchester or someone like that, a game that we can relax a bit and say, okay, listen, let's get back to winning ways, and then head to the Tottenham game with a fully fit squad, rest a couple of players, give a couple of players an off day on Sunday, and let's come back ready for the Premier League games coming up next week. But nope, we were drawn against Man United, another big game coming up this month. There's no time to rest. Literally, Brentford away, Brighton away, and then Newcastle at home, and then Man United at home, and then Tottenham, and then Aston Villa, all following up each other. It is not going to be easy at all. And I mean, it's not a draw that you'd have wanted. Usually in the FA Cup, I look at it like in couple of ways. Usually, I don't want to face a team from the Premier League, especially in the third round or fourth round. I don't want to come up against Crystal Palace or West Ham or Man United, teams that we always play. I usually want us to come up against, a team that we rarely play, give us a Plymouth, a struggling Plymouth in the Championship or something. It doesn't even have to be a struggling team in the Championship. Even if we come up against Leeds or Sheffield United, very, very good teams in the Championship, teams that you don't usually play every single season, as Sunderland or someone, or even if there was a second Premier League, just a different team that you never play. But listen, we've been drawn against Man United, and this is a must-win game. Like, I don't want even to think about how it would be on the Monday. Like this week, it's been very poisonous in the fan base. I'm not on that. I'm not at that stage yet, but some of you are, and some people in other, platforms are as well. And yeah, it's not been a great week after that Newcastle loss. So I'd dread to think how it would be if you lost to Man United in the FA Cup, and for big reasons. Number one, it's Man United. They want to lose to them. Number two, it's a home game against Man United. They don't beat us at home. We don't want that to happen. Number three, we have one more FA Cup than Man United. So if they win it again this season, they've equaled the number of FA Cups that we have. And we don't want that as well. So this is a massive game. And if you eliminated Man United, you've eliminated the champions of this trophy, the holders, and you've kicked out one of the big teams from this competition. And we have to do well in this cup. We won it in 2020, but it's now 5 years since we won it. And the worry is that we never even really get to finals, If we had gotten to an FA Cup final the last 2 seasons, then maybe lost, fine. But we've never really gotten to a final in the FA Cup for the last 5 years. We don't get to the finals in the Carabao Cup as well. So this season, I was hoping we could get there in the Carabao Cup. We'll wait and see for that one. But this one, this is a must-win game. Yeah, I said after we drew with Brighton, this could turn out to be a terrible, terrible week. If Liverpool go and beat Man United, and then we go and we lose to Newcastle, and then we get eliminated from the FA Cup, that could be 3 trophies thrown away in a week. But listen, Liverpool drew Man United. We're still 6 points behind in that one. 9 if they win the game in hand. Still attainable. I just don't want it to get into double figures. And then Newcastle 2-0 deficit, not going to be easy. It's going to be very hard. Most of Arsenal fans think it's impossible. And Man United in the FA Cup. Listen, you don't want to lose to all of those teams. And this could be a turning week again. This could be a turning week like it was last season after we lost to Fulham, lost to West Ham, lost to Liverpool 3 games in a row last December and January. Last 3 weeks only lost one to Newcastle recently, and obviously drawn with Brighton. So it's kind of similar to what we're experiencing last year, same time after we had lost to Liverpool in the FA Cup. But after that, we went on a break and we came back on fire and we won almost every single game. Things could change. If you beat Man United and you beat Tottenham in the derby, that would be absolutely amazing. I remember in the 22-23 season, we played Tottenham and Man United back-to-back and we beat both of them. And I think last season as well, it was very close. Like we played the Chelsea, Tottenham, and then Man United close there at the end of the season, and we beat all 3 of them. This could be a turning point. And all of these are home games. Newcastle was home, Man United will be home, Aston Villa will be home, Tottenham will be home, and we'll have another Champions League game after that will be home. So a lot of home games, and we don't usually lose home games. But as I said just before, was it Ipswich game, after the Ipswich game, in away games like Crystal Palace, West Ham, Sporting, all those guys, we've scored a lot of goals, 4 5s, threes, won comfortably, kept clean sheets at Tottenham, all that. But at home, usually when the games that you expect us to win by 4 5, we've not really done that. Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich, Shakhtar, we've not really won those games big. Now, this one you don't have to have it. It doesn't have to be a big win. This is a cup competition. Just win the game. Even if you win 1-0, even if you win 2-1, just win the game. And this time, this season, they've removed replay. So even if we draw, we're not going to go to their place. That is how it's always been. If we draw with them, it's going to extra time and penalties. So the game will be decided on Sunday. It's not like the Newcastle one. We can wait for another 1 month and see what happens. No, this one will be decided on Sunday. By Sunday night, we'll know where we stand. Are we still in the FA Cup? Are we going to be in the draw for the fourth round? Or is it two competitions lost in the space of 4 days? Let's hope it's the first one. Let us hope it's the first one. So Man United obviously played very well against Liverpool. I think that's the best game I've seen them play this season. Before that, they were awful in a lot of the games against Wolves, against Newcastle. But against Liverpool, they played really well, and they are creating chances. They're not just parking the bus; they are creating the chances, and they think they defended well. And now players like Kiora back and players like that, they will be confident. Obviously, after drawing with Liverpool and seeing Arsenal draw with Brighton and lose to Newcastle, they'll be coming to this confident. If they had lost 5-0 to Liverpool and we had beaten both Brighton and Newcastle this week comfortably 3-0, 3-0, they'd be coming into this game not confident at all. But since last week, they've drawn with Liverpool and we've not won a game. They're coming into this confident. But we have a good record against them at home. I can't remember the last time we played them in the FA Cup. I think it's that one that we went to their place and won 2-1 when Welbeck scored and won Real. It could be that. I don't think we played them after that in the FA Cup, but that was at Old Trafford. I don't remember the last time we played them in a cup competition at home. But we need to take advantage of the home draw. We just have to take advantage of the home draw. We cannot let this slip at all. We cannot let this slip at all. If we had beaten Newcastle and then lose this, I don't know how the fans would have felt. But since we lost the Newcastle one, we cannot afford to lose this. And again, not just in terms of how the fans would feel and how toxic it would be, even in terms of the players. Like if we lose both of those games and then it's 3 games without a win, confidence will go down again. We don't want that. We want the similar run like it was last season. We still need to buy players. We will talk about that in the transfer videos. But for now, we have who we have. We don't have too many players, but you have to use who we have. So we'll be coming to the lineup that I want to go for in this game. Again, we don't have too many players to choose from. A lot of players are out of form, players like Odegaard, Trossard, all of them out of form. And personally, I don't think Odegaard is a bad player. Odegaard is one of the best players in the Premier League. Trossard, the first 2 seasons at Arsenal, a lot of assists in the first one, second one, you're scoring a lot of crucial goals last season. Contract situation, it's going differently right now, but we know that Trossard, if Trossard comes back, the Trossard that we had in April and May, he can score goals. Like people were saying as Trossard is our best finisher a few months ago, and that was true. It could still be true because we don't have too many good finishers, so we need those players to come back to regain their confidence again. Even if just 2 of those players regain their confidence, Odegaard and Jesus keep scoring, we're still in a better place than having all of them not playing well. Havertz, Jesus, Trossard, Martinelli, Odegaard, if all of them are not playing well, plus Sterling, we're in big trouble, as we've seen. Now, Jesus has been scoring goals and lucky to be dropped in the last game. I'm going to bring him back for this game. So with that said, let's go to the lineup, and Neto can now play. We can now finally see Neto playing. Now, I don't know if it's a good idea to see Neto playing in this one. I don't know if it's a good idea to see Neto playing, but listen, we have to. We don't have to. We can just play Raya, but if he doesn't play this one, which other game will play? I mean, you can just play Raya and then hope for an easier draw next game, and then you play with him. You start Neto in the game. That sounded so weird, but yeah, starting Neto in the game, I think that would be absolutely. I think it's a good goalkeeper, but yeah, it's a really, really must-win game. So I'm starting to think, should he just start Raya and don't risk it at all? I'm just going to stick with Neto. Let me know. Would you not risk it at all? Would you just start with Ray and then Neto next round? What would you do? So Neto, and then back four, I'm going to keep it the same. Lewis Kelly, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber. Midfield, I'm going to keep it the same as well. Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. I don't see too many other options unless you start Merino instead of Partey, and then you put Rice in the 6. Rice has been creating a lot of big chances the last 2 games because he's been pushing forward a lot. He's been our best creator the last 2 games, Rice. Up front, Martinelli, Jesus, and Sterling, and also Rice. in terms of set pieces, when you get free kicks and corners, now that we don't have Saka, you also don't want like Rice not to be on the pitch because you're not going to make use of those as well. I think they're the best two in terms of that. So, and free kicks as well. The Rice free kicks are very, very good in terms of creating chances. Up front, I've gone with Martinelli on the left. Jesus, I'm bringing him back up front. And on the right side, yep, I am going to play Sterling on the right side. I had at first I'd written Jesus on the right and stick with Havertz up front. Tell those guys go and make things right. Havertz, Martinelli, Odegaard, go and make things right. You played poorly the other day, go and make things right. But we just don't have any right wingers at all now. Now without Saka, None is not there as well. We cannot play Trossard. It was awful the other day. Martinelli is not comfortable at all on the right side. So the only options is to play Jesus or Sterling there. Just start Sterling. He doesn't really start games. Let's start him again. Let's see how he does. If he plays, the last time he played was there's a game he played against Southampton, the 3-1 that we won. He was awful and we took him off and we ended up winning that game after Martinelli came on. But start him again in this one. He's not gotten enough chances. A lot of our other players have gotten a lot of chances. Yes, fair enough. They have a lot of credit in the bank. Sterling is a new player, but start him in this one. Just start him in this one. Let's see how he does. If he comes on and plays, if he starts this game and plays well, thank you, Lord. We can have a different option there. We still have to sign a wing and a striker, but we'll have another, at least a confident game from Sterling. But if he starts and then he plays poorly, then man, it's big trouble again. But Sterling, Jesus, and Martinelli doesn't look great because all three of them, like when they decide not to be confident at all, they can miss guilted chances. But we don't have too many options. On the bench, we'll have Havertz, we'll have Trossard to come on, we'll have Jorginho, Merino will be on the bench, we'll have Calafiori, Zinchenko will be there. I have a feeling Zinchenko could start this game. I actually think maybe he'll start Zinchenko ahead of Lewis Kelly. Again, he will need to be careful. I mean, last time I think Zinchenko and Kivio started against Diallo and we kept a clean sheet in that game. A lot of people are worried when they saw Zinchenko and Kivio. I think I might end up starting again. Zinchenko, in terms of going forward and helping us create chances, I think it's better than a lot what we have right now. I think it actually creates more chances than what we already have in the team right now. But defensively is always the worry. If you give him Diallo there, you never know what is going to happen. So that is my lineup. Let me know any changes you'd make. There's other options. Maybe some of you would prefer Rice in the 6, maybe remove Partey from the team. Some of you would prefer maybe Jesus on the right. Just let me know in the comments. My prediction for the game. Prediction time. Oh, we've not been keeping a lot of clean sheets recently. I think they might score. I think United will score, so I'm going to give United one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't need extra time because we have a tough game against Tottenham in midweek and they're playing like a League 2 or Conference League team. They'll rest every single player and they'll win that easily, so they'll be fresh for Wednesday. And as for us, we are going to have to play a lot of the first team players. I don't know if Arteta is going to play Timber and Gabriel and Andres Saliba, for example. I don't know, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I think it could be a case of Arsenal scoring fast and then United equalizing and then maybe get a goal sometime in the second half. But 2-1 win for Arsenal. I'm going to go with Jesus to score. And Odegaard usually gets some space against United in that position. He usually scores. I'm going to go with Jesus and Odegaard to score the goals. 2-1 win. Let's hope we get the win. We just need to get the win here and just get out of here and go to the fourth round. We just need a win this week and then things will feel a little bit better when you go to the fourth round. So 2-1 win. Let me know your prediction. Thank you for watching and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.